and welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to discuss what is going to happen during Saturn square Uranus on February 17. If you've been watching my coronavirus videos, I basically stated in one of my previous videos that I do believe that this coronavirus is primarily linked to Uranus in Taurus. The reason I feel that it is linked to Uranus in Taurus is because Uranus in Taurus represents completely and totally shaking up the structures of humanity as well as the foundations and comforts of humanity. Right now, while Uranus is in Taurus, we are being forced to make major changes to ourselves and to our lives, and these are changes we are incredibly uncomfortable with. Uranus is not very happy when it is placed in Taurus. Now, all the aspects that went down last year did also point to the coronavirus really becoming out of control and it having quite a negative impact on the world and our lives. However, if you have watched my previous videos, I did state that this is far from over. And I also do only think that the coronavirus situation will only really start improving around 2024 when Pluto has moved into Aquarius and when Uranus starts moving towards the last degrees of Taurus. Only then will we really start to see things improve in the world around us relating to the virus. Now, what has happened is they have found a second variant of COVID-19. If you have already been infected with COVID-19 before, you can get infected by the second variant again. The second variant spreads faster and quicker than the first variant. However, the second variant is not as deadly as the first variant. The vaccines that have been administered also does not protect you from the second COVID variant. Now, the orb for Saturn square Uranus is getting closer and closer. We are currently 3 degrees out of the orb of the exact square. So what I'm saying by this is we can actually slowly and surely start to see this aspect manifesting as the orb gets closer and closer to the exact square. Now, what I do believe is that this square is going to manifest as a massive wave of this second coronavirus variant. If you watched my 2021 predictions video, I did also state that there is going to be a second disease outbreak this year, and there's also a likelihood of a third. This coronavirus situation is far from over. Even if they do vaccinate majority of the population against the first variant, they are not going to be resistant to the second variant. So what's basically going to happen is we are going to experience what we experienced with COVID-19 last year all over again. The thing is, we didn't really learn our lesson. COVID-19 came to teach us a very big lesson as humanity. This lesson was to protect each other, to not only think about ourselves and to think of other people and their lives as well. Unfortunately, many of us have failed to do this, and this has resulted in the virus spreading exponentially, and this has eventually now resulted in the virus mutating. A virus generally mutates the more it gets transmitted. So due to the incredibly high transmission rate of COVID-19, it has now mutated. Now, we are actually going to experience Saturn square Uranus 3 times this year. The first time is going to be on February 17th. The second time is going to be on June 14th. And the third time is going to be on December 24. Now, what aspect also occurred 3 times last year and really wreaked havoc in our lives? Jupiter conjunct Pluto. So in essence, what I'm saying in this video is that Saturn square Uranus is basically going to be a manifestation of this second COVID strain in our lives. The second COVID strain is going to take over the world eventually, just like what the first COVID strain did, and we are going to have to be forced to likely have to relook at our behaviors yet again in relation to how we behave concerning this virus. Like I said, the reason that this virus has mutated and the reason that this is happening again now is because many of us have failed to do what was necessary to avoid the transmission of the first virus. Stopping this virus from impacting our lives and destroying other people's lives is entirely up to us. What are we going to do as humanity to stop this from happening? I'm looking at the world around me right now, and I am incredibly concerned when I see the state of things. Here in South Africa, it's basically like a party every day, and people are not being responsible. That is why this second variant of the virus originated, I believe, here in South Africa. So to conclude this video, what I'm telling you is that there is a second variant of COVID-19 that is heading our way. It is going to take over the world just like what the first variant of COVID took over, and this entire COVID situation is far, far from over. We might wish it will be over, and yes, I wish it is over too. We all do. However, that is not what will happen. If we look at the astrology of this, and we look at how we need to change as humans, and we need to change our mindsets, our values, and our beliefs in order for things to actually change in this world, it's going to take a very, very long time for this to actually happen. And like I said, we can likely only really start seeing changes manifesting around us in a positive way around 2024. Okay, so this is my video about the update of the coronavirus and how Saturn square Uranus is going to be amplifying the second COVID strain. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to comment and subscribe. Check out my Patreon if you would like to support this channel, and thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time.